Hey, what's going on, friends? It is Slash6870 here, back at it again with another PC related video. Today I have a $600 gaming PC. Before I get into that, let me tell you about the struggles I've had starting to make this video. So first off, I wanted to record some Battlefront gameplay, which you're watching right now, and I tried to log into my Origin account. Turns out it was hacked, so I had to go through the whole customer service thing to set the account back up, and when I finally got it back up and running and I got my account secure, I tried to record the Battlefront and it wouldn't work, so I had to fiddle around with OBS, and it's just a pain, but I finally got it done. We're here for the video. Let's get right into it. Starting off with the CPU, I have the Intel Core i5-6600. This is one of the new Skylake series CPUs. They're very power efficient and very good as far as thermals go. It's gonna stay nice and cool even on the stock cooler. It's one of the best CPUs for the money right now. It's gonna pair very well with something like GTX 970 or an R9 390, or maybe a 380X or a 960. But as far as that goes, like mid to high range gaming, it's gonna do great. It's gonna last you well into the future. And as far as CPUs go, for only $216 right now, the Intel Core i5-6600 is a very good option. Next up, for the motherboard, I have a Gigabyte GA H110MA Micro ATX motherboard. It's the socket 1151, so it's going to support our i5-6600. It only has 2 memory slots. It supports up to 32 gigabytes of the stuff. It has 4 SATA 6 gigabit per second ports, and it does have USB 3.0. As far as motherboards go, it's pretty bare minimum, not a whole lot going on here, no crazy overclocking functionalities. It does not support SLI, but for only $51, you're getting a motherboard that can support our Skylake CPU as well as DDR4 RAM, so all in all, it's not really that bad. So for only $51, we're gonna go with this motherboard right here. Next up, for the RAM, I have the G.Skill NT Series 8GB kit. It's 2 4GB sticks of DDR4 clocked at 2133 megahertz. Since it's in 2 sticks, it is gonna max out the RAM capacity of our motherboard, so if you wanted to upgrade to 16, you'd have to swap out the sticks for 8GB a piece sticks. So as far as upgradability, the motherboard does kind of hold you back as far as RAM's concerned, but for now, 8GB is going to be fine for this build, and at only $31 for 8GB of DDR4, you're doing A-okay with this kit of G.Skill RAM. G.Skill's a very reputable brand for RAM, so as far as that goes, you're going to be A-okay. For the storage, it's the same hard drive as always. I went with the Seagate Barracuda 1TB 3.5-inch 7200 RPM internal hard drive. It performs as well as the WD Blue, but it's $2 cheaper, just as reliable, just as good. 1TB, 7200 RPM. As far as hard drives go, you can't go wrong. Seagate's a very good brand, and for only $46, I take this hard drive over the WD Blue any day of the week. For the most important part of a gaming PC, the graphics card, I have an Evga Geforce GTX 960 4GB superclocked with the ACX 2.0 cooler graphics card. This thing is very good for the money. At $200, you're getting a 4GB of RAM 960. It has the ACX 2.0 cooler, like I said, so it's a very good cooler designed by EVGA. It's going to keep this thing very cool. It's going to be very good for overclocking, especially since that GTX 960 is based on the very efficient Maxwell architecture, so overclocking is not going to be a problem with this GPU, and the VRAM is not going to hold you back with 4GB of GDDR5. So for only $200, it's probably the best card you can get in this $200 price range. You could argue that that an R9 380 is better, but as far as I'm concerned, this thing's just fine and it's gonna do the job in this build, so I went with this GTX 960. For the case, I have the Cooler Master N200 Micro ATX mid-tower case. This case is actually very good for budget builds. It's a mid-tower case, like I said, so it's gonna have plenty of room for cable management, gonna be good for airflow. It's actually a pretty decent looking case. Nothing too flashy, but I'm not really into flashy when I'm looking for a computer case. I think it looks great, and I would definitely use this in a build. It really does not look bad, and it's not gonna function that bad for only $35. For the power supply, I went with an EVGA 500 watt 80 plus bronze certified ATX power supply. It's only $30. It's an EVGA power supply. They make great power supplies, 80 plus bronze certified, so it's gonna be pretty efficient, and 500 watts is gonna be plenty for this build, so you can't go wrong with this power supply right here. It fits all of our qualifications. So the total cost of this build is coming out at $603. Bill me for the extra $3 if you want. I know I promise it's a $600 PC, so I promise if you send me an email, man, I'll hook you up with those extra $3. Just kidding, man, I'm not rich. This YouTube's not paying me too well, so I can't do the $3. I'm sorry. Anyway, that wraps up the video. If you guys are new, be sure to click that subscribe button, and if you're old, be sure to click that like button, but if you're new, you can also click the like button. I don't discriminate. Leave a comment if you have any questions about building PCs, because the kind gentleman at the /think tank will help you out. We'll solve the world's problems, solve any PC problem you can imagine, and we'll help you out every step of the way. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all later. Have a great night. Peace.